there's this moment. These moments when we look at some of the choices that we made, some of the things we said, and it's a heavy place to be, isn't it? But that's the heaviness that you're feeling, that you're being asked to let go of. Because you can't change what's happened. Yet we exist in a world where we have learned by example, we have just been taught and programmed to constantly give focus, attention, and energy to our past, to live in our past, to perpetuate our past. And this is why the truth of this realm of the pain is certain. We're going to fuck up. That's how we learn. We don't make mistakes, we don't learn. But the suffering, that's what's optional. That's what's optional. We get to choose. We get to choose to look at those things that we said, those choices that we made, those things we did, and we can either use them as weapons to beat ourselves up or tools to teach us, lessons for us to learn from and implement those changes moving forward so that we don't experience that particular kind of pain again. And simultaneously, we are no longer perpetuating our own suffering associated with that pain. I know it is so challenging to achieve this pivot because, especially for those of us who've been doing it for a few decades, that's so ingrained. Even Dr. Joe Dispenza has said that by the time we're 35, we're operating off of complete subconscious programming. And that means that we are operating from places wherein we're not fully conscious. And especially when we are perpetuating that suffering within ourselves, what happens when you're given us another chance? You fuck it up again. Because why? You're so focused on how it went last time that you actually create the same event to happen again. And then you continue into more suffering yet again. Because, oh God, I fucked up again. This is why meditation, journaling, just presence practicing, period, is so important. Because when we are present, when we are taking in the things for which we're grateful, when we're allowing ourselves to focus on things that help us to laugh, to smile, then we're being given a higher perspective. Because laughter and smiling and meditating and all of such things raise our vibration. And that literally, if you look at it, you're raising upward, which is going to give you a broader perspective over your experience, over your life, over your journey. And we can choose to either beat ourselves up for all the mistakes we've made, all the fuck ups, all the failures, or we can choose to say, well, shit, I'm still here. I didn't fuck up that bad, but if I hadn't made the mistakes I did, then I wouldn't know what I know now. I wouldn't have the understanding. I wouldn't have the depth of wisdom that I now possess. I wouldn't. And right now I'm hearing one of my favorite poems. It's prose poem written by Khalil Gibran about joy and sorrow. That your joy is your sorrow unmasked. And that when one sits beside you at your board, the other is asleep upon your bed. And it's about bringing these things into balance. And then he speaks of pain. Pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. It's through that sorrow and that pain that we gain understanding, that we grow stronger and wiser and more equipped to rise and thrive on this journey, to step into our power rather than giving our power away, because that's what we do when we are in that space of suffering. For me, it's been a very long more than 3 weeks, almost a month, since my twin flame and I got into our ego shit and blew up at each other for petty things. It actually had started 5 weeks ago when I made the mistake of cleaning out my phone, not the mistake of cleaning out my phone, but reading through some old things that were said. And because I was in that past space, I brought it into the present. And now we're not talking. And it's not like I didn't know better. To connect with where I am in that moment and be very mindful of what I'm saying and what energy I'm bringing into that experience. But you see, what that's done for me is it's given me an even clearer perspective, a deeper understanding of my own traumas, my own triggers, and my own healing still to happen, still for me to do. And you know, that's the thing with this realm is we're going to be forever presented with challenges, opportunities for growth. That's why we're here, is to grow. And that really is an individual journey. Even on a twin flame journey, it's still your self-love empowerment journey. And yes, oh yes, if you have any part of you that's still holding on to blame and shame and guilt, and those of us who have a history of not really knowing what it is to receive healthy love, We will push our counterparts away, and it will be a very, very challenging journey on this twin flame journey. If you do not have the tools and the resources and the understanding to recognize that it's about you. And he's the gift that's showing you for me, do I believe he's coming back? Well, there's no coming back because we're always connected. And for me, I really thought I could avoid certain parts of myself before I met him. No, we gotta heal it all. And he did that for me, and he continues to do that for me. And it's so important that you recognize that you get to choose how you view your journey. You get to choose the meaning you give to your experience. My ego wants to be so afraid that he's gone forever and we'll never talk again and we'll never see each other again, but but in my soul, in my heart, I know we are always connected. I know that it is just my ego that is saying such things. The things that amplify separation. Because for the ego, we are separate. And that's why a twin flame journey is a self-love empowerment journey, because we need to come into union within. We need to recognize that we are connected with everything by coming back into connection with our true self, our soul self, not our ego. The ego is the gift to help us to grow stronger as soul beings, but we are not our egos. Okay? You're not your ego. Your ego is rooted in fear. Your soul is rooted in love. And sweetheart, you are love. And the only way that your counterpart is truly going to feel that love for you is he must feel it from you because of the love that you have for yourself. And that's why separation happens. It's because you're not truly, truly loving yourself. He was and is the greatest challenge for me in terms of really awakening to how quick I dropped my boundaries and began to self-sacrifice, all in the name of love. And as a result, it was very detrimental to myself, and it was very detrimental to our connection. I'm so grateful for him. I wasn't looking for him. I didn't want to be with anybody. I didn't believe in twin flames. My vision was single, solitary, just me, myself, and I. I mean, I am a Gemini, so I can be kind of crowded already, okay? But I tell you, sister, it really is about you being real about yourself. Seeing all the ways that you may be beating yourself up out of guilt or shame or blame. Because none of that is love. Not one bit. Being angry with yourself, that's not love. Not one bit. So how could you ever expect him to love you the way you want him to love you when you're not doing the same for yourself? This is why I share my journey. So you can see that it is a perpetual journey. Like I said, I thought I had my shit figured out, man. I was building my coaching business. Of course, then we have all this great awakening and ascension things going on too, which that just adds to it. But you know what? Every single one of us, you, me, all of us, we've been preparing for this lifetime right now. We chose to be here. We knew we could handle it. It's only our egos that are telling us we can't. So it's time to put the ego on a little bit lower volume through meditation, through just presence practices, such as, enjoying the day outside, grounding. Right now, grounding is just so important. It's always been important, but now more than ever, as we are on this ascension journey, it's so important now. And to find support in a tribe, in a group, among sisters who are going and growing through the exact same shit that you are. Because that's something, again, remember, the ego likes to tell you that you're alone. That's separation shit. And when you can really come together with others in your soul family, then guess what? That is going to raise your vibration into better alignment with your counterpart, with your mission, and most importantly, with that inner union. Because I do know that there are twin flame goddesses out there who are like, no, I don't want to be with my counterpart right now. I don't know if I ever will, because of what he's experiencing in his journey. Well, again, it's mirroring things in you. And there's a difference between giving up and letting go. I've made a video on this before. Just because you say, not now, I need my space, I want my space, I need to work on me, doesn't mean that you're giving up on your journey, on your twin flame connection, or any of it. You're still a twin flame, period. You can't change that. But you're finally breaking free of the twin flame trap, where you've made it about him rather than about yourself. And it's about fucking time that you make it about you, boo. Because that's who it's about. You can't do shit else for anybody else if you're not doing it for you first. That's why you've got to make yourself the priority in your life. And through that, everything you desire comes into your experience. So we've got to stop resisting, and we've got to get in the flow of love. And that love has to begin within. Through healing and releasing the shame, the blame, the guilt for all the shit choices that you feel you've made. Because again, you can't change the past, but you can take the lessons from it and let the past go. And turn and focus forward on what you're creating. And anchor into this now moment and begin creating the things that align you with the vision that you desire to be creating. You're the catalyst. It's all you. That said, I did not expect to record this video. I didn't know what was coming. If you're looking for a space to call home, come join my free goddess tribe, Goddesses Supporting Goddesses, on Telegram. It's the Rise and Thrive tribe. And I'll look to see you there. My name is Rochelle Richard, and I do have other ways to serve and support you in your journey as a self-love empowerment coach who very much understands exactly what you are going and growing through. I've been there, and I still have plenty of my own challenges. That's what up-leveling is all about. You don't grow if you're not challenged. That's what a challenge is. An opportunity for growth. And it's time you break free. You break free of your own mental trap. You break free of the twin flame trap. And you finally come home to you, anchor into your truth, connect with your power, and come into union within so that you are rising and thriving on your journey. Thank you for listening and sharing in this journey with me, and for inviting me into yours. I look forward to seeing you in the tribe and in any other way that I can support you and lift you up in your journey. Namaste.